Are we on?
You are. I'm off.
Are we actually live right now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great intro there. Hey everybody, Jason LeBlanc with Movidia. Jake Davis, also with Movidia, in his colorful office here. And today we're going to be talking about how internet marketing has gotten harder over the years, and it's continuing to get harder. And we're going to talk about what to do about it. I'm just going to start with a quick story. About 8 years ago, when Movidia took on our first internet marketing client here, I personally did internet marketing years prior to that. It was pretty easy at that time. If you look at everything that you have to do 8 years ago, I could do a few things, get someone ranked in the local maps pack pretty easily, and we could also run Google AdWords ads, and it was fairly cheap. For example, a local plumber here in town, I could get his average cost per clicks, $2 or less. Fast forward to today, and those same clicks, same keyword phrases are $6 plus, depending on the phrase. Lots of competition, prices have increased due to that. It's harder to rank in the maps area, which is now Google My Business. They've changed the name about 5 times. And it's harder to rank in the free organic listing. So we're going to talk about what to do about that. I'm sure some of you out there have experienced some of this, and Jake's going to pitch in, give me his take on things, but that's the plan.
Yeah, just to add to that a little bit, I feel like some of the conversations we have with clients and prospects now are around, like, they just feel like things are harder. They're not quite sure. They can't quite put their finger on it. They don't understand. Maybe if they have a sales force, it's like, man, they seem like they're working as hard or harder than they ever have, and, sales just aren't happening as easily. Or, some version of, man, now my competitors rank number 1, or my competitors, outbidding me on AdWords, right? And we've just seen a continued pressure on, especially the local small business, right? This probably is globally true as well for some of the national brands and all of that, but especially the local small business, we've seen a trend where over the years, right, and it's logical, right? So more people are on Google than ever, right? More people are searching than ever. More people are going to their smartphone to find blank service than ever. And so because of that, more competitors are entering into that. So what that means to you as a small business is that you have to be more competitive than ever, right? So it means you have to look at the whole picture in ways that you didn't have to before. It used to be a lot easier, like Jason was saying. It used to be, when Jason started here, we were focused on those local results, and we would accomplish those for a client, and their phone would start ringing. Now, it's taken, and that would take, what, a month, 2 months, 3 months back then?
Depending on the competition, it was still fairly easy.
And what's a realistic result now for somebody? 6, 12?
6 months plus, depending on the competition, unless you're running paid ads.
Yeah, so it's just a totally different marketplace. So we constantly have to evolve both our strategy, right, for how to get ranked and what's working, and that's changing all the time because Google changes all the time. But from a small business standpoint, I think it's a time in which all of you need to change your strategy as well and start thinking past just getting ranked locally, or AdWords was kind of the next evolution, and now it's evolved into content, Facebook, social media in general, right? So different markets will make sense on, Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn and some of the other ones. But Facebook in particular, and Facebook's getting more and more, I feel like they're like tightening down
So Facebook
the amount of business content that they're allowing to be seen a lot.
Yep, that's actually a recent blog post of ours, how Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Facebook, wants to bring back the social aspect of Facebook because it's been kind of polluted with business pages, business advertisements, and things like that. So it's going to be even harder to get that reach or views for your business posts now more than ever. So, the bottom line is you need to be in many places. You can't just focus on one or two and expect the magic to happen. Even Mavidia, we have marketing people here, and it is work for us to market ourselves. Be not only, I think an internet marketing plan is good. Work on organic listings. You can do paid advertising, your Facebook page with Facebook posts, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, email marketing, local brick and mortar type, marketing. Do it all. Do a little bit of everything. Direct mail, because there is not just one solution that's going to, magically make your phone ring. You've got to be everywhere. And even if, the typical consumer isn't on all of those areas, some people are on Instagram and not on Facebook, and vice versa. Some people respond better to emails than, maybe they're not on social media sites at all. Some people don't use the internet much. Maybe you need a radio commercial.
People don't use the internet much?
I know, I can't imagine. It's weird. But, the bottom line is, do a little bit of everything. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Yeah, and be smart about it. Pay attention to what your customers are paying attention to, right? Ask them questions. How did you find out about us? How did you hear about us? Pay attention to what your competitors are doing. Pay attention to what works and what doesn't work. I mentioned direct mail strictly because of that. I've heard a few people lately say that that's been their best ROI.
It still works. It's
right?
expensive.
Yeah.
But done right and targeted correctly, it still gets leads.
Yeah, and social media is on the MaxSlider side, right? You guys have heard Jason and Eric talk about that, blowing out of the water there and getting a lot of attention there. But that's also a good example of it feeds into each other, right? So social media affects rankings, right? The amount of attention, the amount of followers, the amount of likes and comments, all of that boosts rankings, right? And so does, AdWords. They probably wouldn't ever admit that it boosts rankings, but I believe that it does.
Yeah, they'll never say those things, but, and it does affect it indirectly. So like AdWords obviously brings traffic to your website. A huge presence on social media brings traffic to your website. Those are warm leads, so to speak. They've already, they've already known about you. They follow you maybe. They click on an AdWords ad or, enter through Facebook. They tend to stay around on your site longer, which helps your bounce rate go down, which is one of the many ranking factors. They view more pages on your site. They don't just hit the site and leave. So indirectly, they do help rankings.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
I don't know. Should we ask them if they have any questions?
Yeah, you guys have any questions?
Jason wants to do a push-up contest on Facebook.
Yeah,
Live
Jake got some push-up bars for his office here. I don't use push-up bars.
Because he's a real man.
I don't need them. But no, we're not going to do a contest. I don't think that'd be pretty.
A good idea.
We're old men.
Somebody would probably get injured.
At least one of us is. So, any questions? Any comments? Any hearts, smiley faces, thumbs up, anything? Is there anybody watching other than
Susie's
just
watching and
employees?
Kim's watching.
We have 2 employees.
You think
on
both
there.
of those two would be able to float a like button across the screen,
know.
right?
That's it.
Get them
They
to
are not getting bandanas today for lunch.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. You guys are out. I'm eating your portion. And then I'll have to do more push-ups.
Yeah, well, that's worth it.
All right, we're rambling. We're going to wrap it up, guys. Any questions, comment below. Send us a message. I got work to do, man.
Oh, yeah, I guess we should do some of that.
All right. See ya.